words.
No, it's not. Wait. Well, shit.
Är det för fasansfulla monster som gömmer sig i fickan? Monster in my pocket. Great Beast, Grambly och Sebek. Vidrigt äckliga och förskräckligt fula. Snabbt fram med dina egna monster och försvara dig. Har de alltid beredda i fickan. Samla och byt med dina kompisar. Monster in my pocket. 48 små söta fickmonster. Välj dina egna favoriter.
Well, howdy party people and monster kids, and welcome to a Spider Island Halloween Part 3. And rather than the same show I did, well, year before last year was an imposter, I'm going to do something a little different, which is not different at all for the for the show itself, and that's a top list. Because you know what? I love top lists. I don't care what the cool kids say. Top lists are fun. And for this top list, I'm going to be going over my favorite Halloween treats. That's right, a whole episode of a goblin talking about Halloween junk food. Let's get started. Oh, what do you think of my costume? I'm a kitty. I'm a Halloween kitty. See, you got the little hat on and everything. Alright, so the first thing on the list, and this is the Universal Monsters candy from 1963. And this one is really interesting because they began as Universal Monsters candy cigarettes. I found that so bizarre, because the candy themselves just look like cigarettes. They just happen to throw some Universal Monster pictures on the cool little boxes. But where Universal Monsters and candy cigarettes go hand, I don't even know where the correlation happened. But either way, these were super, well, I didn't actually have any of the candy cigarettes versions, though I did have a bunch of candy cigarettes as a kid. You know, it was a different time in the 80s where, hey, let's eat a cigarette. And let me tell you, having those never made me want to smoke. But I did end up drinking a lot. Maybe it was from the Universal Monsters whiskey I used to have as a kid. Anyway, as I was saying, these were finally re-released in the 80s, just under the Universal Monsters candy brand name. And they were exactly the same. Still little white sticks of, I guess, sugar that kind of look like cigarettes, but they were just Universal Monsters candy this time. But maybe it was the novelty of them, but I just loved them. I liked candy cigarettes too. I actually still have my Creature from the Black Lagoon pack. It's right up there. Probably should have gotten them down for this episode, but I didn't. Yeah, but these are mainly just on the list for novelty. They're not exactly one that, I love, but they're just so super cool. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take off my mask because I'm having trouble seeing. Alright, and then the next on the list are mini Snickers. I mean, I know that's not really a Halloween-specific candy. You can eat Snickers all the time, but I just always used to love getting the mini Snickers as a kid. And I don't know what it was, but I always just liked the mini Snickers better than the full-size ones. And that's often the case. Smaller versions of big foods are often tastier. But with the Snickers, what I think it boils down to is the best part of the Snickers is the end piece. And what's a mini Snickers? It's basically just an end piece, just two end pieces together. I think you just get more chocolate for your buck. But the Snicker was actually introduced in 1930. I had no idea they'd been around that long. And it features the mystery substance known as nougat. And for any of you that's seen The Stuff, which if you haven't, you should, I think we all know what nougat actually is. Something else I found really interesting when doing research for this episode, I did some research, that's the interesting part. No, that's not the interesting part. Was in the UK, Snickers were called marathon bars all the way until 1990. I thought that was crazy. Any of my UK watchers out there remember when they were called marathon bars? Do any of you have fond memories of it being called the marathon bar? Snickers? No, that's a marathon bar. Anyway, very interesting. Next.
Hey, pretty funny movie, huh?
What are you, a nut? This is scary.
Scary? This isn't scary. If you want horror, you gotta go with the classics. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolf Man.
Ooh.
Spooky, huh?
Oh, they're cool. I could send one to my mother.
You'd mail these? These are special editions. You're really starting to freak me out.
Special edition stamps now at the post office. Some stamps you just can't lick.
Bud, I think we're out of here.
Right.
I want to drink your bag.
Hi, I'm Harry.
So am I.
Well, there you are.
You are not gonna believe this.
This Halloween, replenish your Bud supply. Pick up Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Dry.
What's your bud type?
Alright, so number 3 on my list, and this one's a head scratcher, and that's sushi. That's right. Nothing says Halloween like sushi. Well, nothing says Halloween like sushi to me, because any of you know me well, know that every Halloween I go and get sushi for dinner before the Halloween festivities begin. Though it probably won't be the case this year, because, well, we all know what's going on this year. Giant leeches. But yeah, I love sushi. And then did a little bit of research on sushi for this episode, just because I thought I'd give you a little factoid or two. Sushi didn't come into prominence, didn't get popular in Japan until 1820. Couldn't believe that. Only the 1820s, I should say. I would have thought sushi had been around for a long, long time, longer than that. But no, basically, there were protoforms, so to speak, kind of a proto-sushi, but what we know as sushi today didn't hit prominence until the 1820s. Very odd. And on that, since we're zipping right along, should probably go to some kind of little something Halloween-y, Halloween-ish, even though there'll probably be a whole bunch of those in this episode, because I'm redundant.
Hey, I'm no numbskull, so call me at 1-900-909-2233, and you'll hear the funniest monster jokes like, what's a vampire's favorite sport? Basketball. Or the one about the ghoul who missed her mummy. You'll also find out how to get these scary street signs featuring my friends Dracula, Wolfman, and Frankenstein. It costs $2.45 for a 2-minute message, so ask your mom or dad if it's okay before you call 1-900-909-2233. I'm dying to make you laugh.
What's wrong with Dracula? He's losing his monster power. So is Frankenstein. Quick, into the Monsterizer.
You can activate the Monsterizer, batteries not included, and imagine you're restoring monster power to Frankenstein. Figures sold separately. You crank him into the chamber. It closes automatically.
Activate the Monsterizer. I feel like a new monster.
The Monsterizer comes complete as shown. Frankenstein and Dracula figures are sold separately. New from Remco.
Oh, excuse me. Just all this talk about Halloween treats just got me a little hungry, and I kind of mistaken these lights for that stuff. Okay, now we're back, and it's time for the horoscope of the week, or I should say the horoscope of the special. This horoscope goes out to who was it? Aries. Aries. You will eat an apple with a razor blade in it this Halloween. But it serves you right. Shouldn't have been eating fruit on Halloween anyway. And number 2 on the list, and that is another one that, not really Halloween specific, but it was always the best thing to get on Halloween, and my favorite on this list. But I'll explain why it's number 2 and not number 1 in a minute. And that's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, which first came about in 1928. And this one's also an exception to the rule in that I like the bigger ones better than the smaller ones. But any Reese's is great, but I think with the bigger ones you just get more peanut butter, and in that particular combination I like more peanut butter than I want more nougat and caramel and peanuts and all that other kind of stuff. Either way, yeah, this is a great candy, and upon the reading I found that over the years there's been at least 31 different variations of marshmallows. I just ruined my own bit. At least 31 different variations of Reese's Cups, one of which was marshmallow. Ugh. Yeah. But yeah, this was just always the best thing to open that trick-or-treat bag and see Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in them. And as I was saying, this one's only number 2 on the list, even though it's my favorite candy on the list, because it's not Halloween specific. But our number 1 is, and that is candy corn. I don't know why candy corn gets such a bad rap, because I just absolutely love candy corn, and I look forward to getting a bag every year. Now, candy corns first, let me double check here. Yeah, first came out in 1888. I was really surprised by that, but at the time, they were called chicken feed. Yeah, I kind of understand why they changed the name, because candy corn, a lot more appealing sounding than chicken feed. And one of the original ingredients was carnauba wax. And I particularly like the packs that come with the big pumpkins. I mean, I don't know if those exactly count as a candy corn, but I really like the big pumpkins as well. And as I said, this isn't my favorite on the list, but it's my favorite Halloween specific candy. And again, to the people that rag on candy corns, and how about an honorable dismention? Or a dishonorable mention. Yeah, that's the term I'm looking for. Anyone that wants to make fun of candy corns, I point you to those orange and black wrapped peanut butter taffies. Granted, I mean, they're okay. I'd eat a truckload of them right now if it pulled up to the house. I mean, candy's candy. Halloween candy's candy. But those were always the most least desired all candies on Halloween. And I remember when the Halloween bag was starting to dwindle, it would seem like it was more and more of those orange and black wrapped taffies. And eventually, that would be all that was left in the Halloween bag. But yeah, that's my special. That's all my favorite Halloween treats. Hope you all have a happy Halloween. And may your pants always be filled with marshmallows. But not marshmallow Reese's cups, just marshmallows.
赤い炎の伝説がゲームボーイによみがえる。レッドアリーマー魔界村外伝